eternal, the divine. And Anubhuti means realizing, connecting. So what this program, Divyanubhuti, or the Satsang Series Divyanubhuti, is about realizing that divinity. That divinity where we are talking of our transition from presence to omnipresence. Presence, where Swami was available in physical form to give guidance, and omnipresence, because Swami was, is, and will be ever present. So that is exactly what we have all assembled for, to listen to Shri S Ravi Kumar ji in the first episode of our divine offering, which we have named Divyanubhuti, after a long set of deliberations amongst ourselves, which is so befitting to the theme that the entire state has adopted for itself, which is from presence to omnipresence. So, may I request all of them to please come. We'll light the lamp, and I'll request our district president to declare this Divyanubhuti Satsang open from today. Yeah, after we light the lamp. It's a pretty difficult task for me to introduce our guest speaker for the evening, Shri S Ravi Kumar ji. Why difficult? Because it's extremely difficult to describe such a simple person, and he's so particular that I shouldn't be introduced very elaborately, because he epitomizes, symbolizes all teachings of Swami, and is so connected to Swami that, being such a wonderful thinker, simplicity is his hallmark. Nevertheless, I have to share a brief introduction about Shri Ravi Kumar ji. Born in Chennai and having had his early childhood at Madikeri, Karnataka, Ravi joined Sri Sathya Sai Vidya Vihar in Ooty in 1978 at the age of 7. Ravi has a bachelor's in commerce and an MBA from Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, and he was awarded the all-rounder gold medal for proficiency in an array of fields that includes academia, sports, cultural, and spiritual activities. Upon graduating with his MBA in 1993, Ravi was permitted by Bhagwan to join the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences in Puttaparthi, where, since beginning, he continues to work as senior manager of the Department of Radiology and Urology. He is one of the most popular and eminent singers of Bhajan group and Prashanti Nilayam, which every one of us knows. And he is a role model for elders, youngsters alike, the youth alike, as an icon for singing. Okay, Mandir Bhajans. If somebody has to learn how to sing bhajans, you have to listen to Ravi Kumar ji. Our day begins every day by listening to Ravi sir's, Om Karam. That's the way we have got into the fold of Swami. So may I invite Shri Ravi Kumar ji to please offer flowers at the lotus feet of Swami, and let's commence this first episode of Divyanubhuti. Om Shri Sairam. त्वमेव माताश्च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा श्री साई देवा. My loving pranams at the lovely lotus feet of our most beloved Swami, respected elders, dear sisters and brothers, Sairam to all of you, and welcome to Divyanubhuti, as Srinivasan Sir just introduced. Divyanubhuti is the experience of divinity, the unraveling of divinity in our minds, in our hearts. And when you say that divinity gets unraveled within us, I think there are two aspects to unraveling of divinity. When we say we realize divinity, one is we realize the divinity that is our Swami, our beloved Swami. And the second very important aspect is what Swami says, is that we realize the divinity that we are. There are two aspects to realizing divinity. So let's go to realizing the divinity that is Swami. I think all of us are here because of that divine magnet that Swami is, right? And each of us have that one reason because of which we have all got drawn to Swami. And he holds us close to him like that powerful magnet that Swami is. So that divine realization is one thing. And the second thing I said is realizing that we are divine. I think that is very, very important for Swami, because every time we ask Swami, Swami, are you God? Swami would always say, no, that is one half. Swami says, yes, I am God. And so are you, Swami would say.
That is the most important thing for us to realize, that we are also divine. We have all heard this hundreds of times, no? Everybody, किसी से भी पूछो ना, are you divine? अरे स्वामी ने बोला हम divine है. I know. It's like, you go, you study engineering about how to build a bridge. And then you think that you have built a bridge. Only to find that on the day that the first vehicle has to go on the bridge, at the time of inauguration, the bridge just collapsed. Because we know. Theory में हम सब जानते हैं, because Swami has told us 100 times. We have heard 100 times, you are God. So, but when it comes to actually doing it, we are. So Swami says, one hero and lots of zeros. Right? So all of us have to become that one hero that Swami says he is, and that we also are. So I'll start with the first aspect, realizing that Swami is divine. So we talk about various concepts of divinity, right? Omnipresence, omniscience, so many omnis. We have all these definitions of what God is. We have our personal definitions. Only if this happens, then Swami is God. We define Swami with that also. No, Swami, if I get promotion tomorrow, then only you are God. So we have our definitions for Swami. You are omnipresent only if you are like. And our loving Swami, he answers to those also if it comes from the depth of our heart. In each of our lives, like I said, we have had some reason how we came to Swami. So let me just recount a few incidents from our family's life where Swami has shown us very, very early. I was just talking to Arunesh. So this is Swami showing it to us about 48 years ago. When we were coming to join, my parents were bringing me to Ooty to join me in Swami's school in Nandanavanam, Ooty. So there is a story that I have told very often where Swami stopped in the Bandipur forest, and we were also going to Ooty. We didn't know Swami was going to Ooty. Swami stopped in the Bandipur forest, and there were a few cars around him. Swami sent prasadam for us, which is basically a full-fledged lunch. He sent prasadam. He said, all of you eat. Before Swami went into the bungalow with few of his students, Swami asked my father in Kannada language, Yellinda Bandidira, where are you coming from? And father said, Swami, Kodagu, from Coorg district, Karnataka. Then my mother asked my father, Swami knows that we speak Tamil at home. Why did he speak to us in Kannada? Father said, see, this is what, we want Swami to speak, and in a particular way also. He said, see, Swami spoke to us, that is a big thing. Mother said, yes, correct. Swami finished his lunch, or whatever little bit that he eats, which we term lunch. He came out, he looked straight at mother and asked her in Tamil, Saptacha. Have you eaten? So for us, it was the first immediate revelation that wherever you are, this is the first time we were physically meeting Swami in our life. Swami showed us instantly that wherever you are, I am there listening to you. See, even at that time, the physical Swami was not there, right? It was that omniscient, that omnipresent Swami, as he is even today. He showed us that he is always listening to us. And there was one uncle who had accompanied us. In fact, we were accompanying him because he is the one who brought us into Swami's fold. One Appachu uncle from Coorg. He has a son, and Swami asked this Appachu uncle, how is your eldest son? He said, Swami, he is fine, because that his son used to come for bhajan in our samiti. He said, Swami, he is fine. Are you sure he is disciplined? This Appachu uncle said, yes, Swami, he is disciplined. And you know, when Swami asks you something 2-3 times, your confidence generally goes down. You know something is wrong. Swami said, "Are you sure?" "Yes, Swami, I'm sure." "Hey, are you sure?" "Swami." That's all it becomes. And he said, "No, you go back and see. He has grown long hair and is taking your bike and is going around all, they used to have a coffee estate. Going to the coffee estate, going here and there and roaming around. And this man was shocked because he said, "My son is not like that." He said, "No, Swami, but yeah, that's all." And Swami said, "Ask him to be careful." This later my father recounted that after I joined the hostel in OT, my parents went back. The next day, this Appachu uncle's son had come to my father's office for some work. And he was exactly as Swami had described him, which even my father had not seen him like that earlier. Father had seen him many times with short hair and things like that. He was actually on Appachu uncle's bike with long hair. And of course, that revelation of Swami, again he showed that wherever I am, I know where you are. I know what you do. And I want you to be in a particular way, you know. And Swami showed us instantly that he knows. And of course, the son got a nice little, kutti discourse, we say. He got a small little discourse from his father and my father and came back to regular ways, let I say. So, these are ways, very early in life, how Swami showed us, if we pay attention to detail, we will know that Swami is omnipresent and omniscient. After OT, I joined, many of us who left OT, we joined the Ishwaramma school. There was only Telugu medium then, but then Swami told the principal that some of these kids have come from OT. They are nowhere. Their parents had literally done a dharna in Puttaparthi, saying that, Swami, our children have nowhere to go. And Swami had very lovingly said that, let the Ishwaramma school be opened, 6th standard for these kids. And English medium, because there was only Telugu medium otherwise. And there was this singing competition in 6th standard. And since I had started singing in OT, by Swami's grace, I sang. And I had won the first prize for some bhajan singing. And they had given prizes. So, Sri Amanna Shastri Garu, who was our principal, gave out prizes, and I remember getting some certificate for it. That evening we were all sitting, and I remember Ishwaramma children used to sit in front of the garage in those days for darshan. Swami came around, he asked all the kids who all have won prizes. Lots of hands went up. My hand also went up. Then he came up to me and said, "Prize ochindi, pen kuda ochindi," he said. "You got a pen also," Swami said. Because our Amanna Shastri Garu principal, for some reason he liked the bhajan, in fact it was this Tvameva Mata bhajan that I had sung. He liked it so much, and while giving away the prize, he picked out a hero pen. In those days, hero pen was a big deal. So he took out this hero pen and he gave it to me. And Swami recounted the same thing in the mandir that evening. He said, "You got a pen also." It's not just, Swami was not physically at the prize distribution. But again, he was showing us that I know what is happening everywhere. And this is something, 17th of March 1983 is a very special day for many of us, because Swami had performed the Upanayanam. It was a mass Upanayanam held in the Purnachandra auditorium. And Swami had performed the Upanayanam. He went around distributing the sacred thread to all of us. And it was also a very special day in the life of my father's younger brother, who was in Bahrain. Because the same day that Swami was physically in the Purnachandra auditorium performing our Upanayanam, the same day became very special for my Chittappa or Chinnana or father's younger brother, because Swami appeared in their house in Bahrain. He was unfortunately not there in the house. He and my auntie had gone out for a bhajan elsewhere. My uncle's mother-in-law was there in Bahrain, and she was a staunch Vaishnava. So much so that she felt that Namam should only be vertical. She would not even look at anybody who had, any other. Even if Vibhuti goes this way, she would not speak to them. Such a staunch Vaishnava she was. And obviously she didn't have the belief then about Swami, though my uncle and auntie were staunch believers. There was a knock at the door, and this elderly lady, she was alone in Bahrain, so she was hesitant to open the door. But there was a knock again. And she opened the door. There was Swami standing there physically before her in Bahrain, holding an apple in his hand. And uncle recounts that afterwards, when they came back home from the bhajan, they found her seated at the dining table, totally stunned, holding an apple in her hand. They said, "When did you go out? When did you buy an apple?" She said, "No, I didn't go out. Swami came and gave me an apple." They asked, "Which Swami?" Because she didn't believe in our Swami. Said, "Your Satya Sai Baba. He came to the door and gave me this apple." And the more stunning thing was, Swami had created Vibhuti and applied it like this on her forehead. So my uncle and auntie didn't need any more proof that, Swami had actually been there. So this was the other stunning fact, that when we talk about Swami's omniscience, he can be anywhere at any time. So many times we have this thought in our mind, right? If I have faith, will a miracle happen to me? Or because a miracle happens to me, do I develop faith? Which is first? No? Is it the chicken or is it the egg? There is no answer, right? So if you look at my auntie, she had no faith. But there was a reason Swami came to their house. And needless to say, after that experience, she was a devotee till she passed away. So whether we want to develop faith or whether we are waiting for a miracle to happen to develop faith, that is up to us. Because if we develop the faith, believe me, sisters and brothers, there are lot of people here who can vouch, say for this. Every moment in our life can become a miracle that we can attribute to our Lord Sai. We can see His presence in every moment of our life. And that is everybody's experience, I'm sure. Moving on to another, chronologically moving. So this was in 1983. In 1984, in our place in Coorg, in Merkara, where my parents stayed, my father had a house built. So building a house, especially in a place like that, takes a lot of energy and takes a lot out of a person. Person's health, and my father's health suffered a lot. And during that period also, during my father's ill health, Swami had physically, though I didn't have to tell Swami anything, during darshan he would come and he would tell father to take this medicine, tell him not to take this medicine, etc. That is how he would guide. But then in 1988, this house, which was like everything that my father had put in to build, developed a huge crack right along the middle. So there were 2 floors. So the stairway that was connecting the 2 floors developed a huge crack. Father called the architect and he said, there is nothing that we can do because it was built on a slope like this. He said at a foundation level, maybe something needs to be done, which is not possible. So my father got very worried and he said, I am writing a letter to Swami, and he sent the letter to me. He said, if you can, give it to Swami. This was 1988. And the crack was developing almost on a daily basis, they could see. So even recently, I read that letter that I had written to my parents. I have written in that saying, Appa, do not worry. Okay? I gave your letter to Swami. Swami took my father's letter. He kept the letter in his hand. He just told me, tell your father not to worry, nothing will happen to the house. This is what Swami said. Okay? This was in 1988. In 2008, 20 years later, we sold that house and moved to Puttaparthi. That crack which was developing on a daily basis had stopped cracking that very day. That Swami said that I will take care of it. You know, we talk about Lord Krishna who held the Govardhana Giri to protect people. You know, these are all our little mountains that, for each one of us, this mountain of troubles is like a Govardhana Giri for us, right? Our own. See, our neighbor's troubles are not our mountains. You know, my molehill, which might look like a molehill for you, is my mountain. But we have our Sai Govardhana Giri. We have that implicit faith in him saying that Swami, you will protect. He will hold our lives like that, and he'll make sure that he protects us throughout our lives. See, it is this. Somebody was asking me, what do we pray for? Do I pray to Swami that I don't want troubles? Should I pray to Swami like Kunti saying, oh Lord, give me more troubles so that I can think of you more? Should we get troubles and then only think of God? Isn't it? Swami has given us a much simpler way. Is it? Every day just pray to me. Why do you want me to give you a trouble and then think? So let us not pray for troubles. Let us just be thankful for Swami's presence in our lives. As Kasturi Garu's daughter, she recently, some of her brothers were speaking to her and she was saying, she has gone through many troubles in her life. Personal, family, name it, and she has had a trouble. And you wonder, Kasturi Garu, Swami's biographer's daughter, who has been a devotee of Swami since she was a little girl, why these many troubles? She herself had that question. Swami, why me? Why so many problems for me? And she asked Swami. They could approach Swami. Swami told her, just look at it this way. You have problems. You don't have Swami in your life. You have problems. You have Swami in your life. Is there a difference or not? She just had to do Sharanagati. Just imagine we have our problems, but we have Swami with us. No, we don't say, hey, life, God, I have big problems. They say, hey, problems, I have a big God with me. Now that is a confidence. If we know that we have Swami with us, what we get is the courage and the strength to face the problems that we get in life. Not that what is supposed to come to us, that is up to Swami, whether he wants to vanquish our karma or whatever it is, that is up to him. But our prayer is, Swami, you give us the strength. Be that Govardhana Giri in my life. Protect me from all the problems. That is what Swami did to our life. One more about Swami's omnipresence. Swami told us many times in interview, specifically he told my mother, I will come home and I will eat food. So the first time Swami said that, my mother immediately went, got a whole set of vessels, plates, katori, this, that, vessels, ladles, everything for Swami. And waited. Sometimes it is the longing that is more precious than the actual event. Waited. And then it was 2.5 decades of waiting. Swami had physically not come. And then there was this questioning. Amma used to always say, Swami said he will come. He's not even come to Coorg district after that. Forget coming to our house. This district only, he is not coming beyond Bangalore. Mysore also is not coming. There is no way he is going to come to Bangalore. What is this? 25 years over. So after she started expressing this, the next time they came to Puttaparthi, we got an interview. In that interview, Swami looked at my mother and said, Amma, in that sambar that you make, you are putting jaggery, is it not? My mother said, yes, Swami. I don't like, but if your husband likes, you can put, Swami said. So immediately my mother, obviously from the next time she cooked sambar, she stopped putting jaggery. But that is when it struck us. When Swami says, I'll come home to eat, he is there at every food session. Every time my mother made her sambar, Swami was very much there partaking of it. When we chant Brahmarpanam, no, we are offering it to Brahma, we are offering it to Lord Sai Brahma. It's not that we are offering, Swami, I'm offering it to you, but actually I like this gulab jamun. You please don't take this gulab jamun. No, we are very partial in our rest of the thing you can take, but don't take. When we pray to Swami, Brahmarpanam, Swami, I'm offering this to you. Let us do it with the faith that he is very much there partaking. All the sisters and mothers, the cooking that you do at home, when we do a Brahmarpanam, very much Swami is partaking of it because of the love with which you make it for your family and for Swami. So that is another time that Swami had shown. So towards this loving mother, let us just sing a few lines of a bhajan. Jaya Jagadish Hare, Jaya Govinda Hare, Isha Hare, Jaya Govinda Hare, Nityananda Brahmananda, Jaya Gopal Hare, Nityananda Brahmananda, Jaya Gopal Hare, Arunachal Shiva, Trishuladhari Shiva, Arunachal Shiva, Trishuladhari Shiva, Harinarayana, Sai Narayana, Harinarayana, Sai Narayana, Jaya Devi Bharati Vidyadaini Annapurna Mata, Jaya Devi Bharati Vidyadaini Annapurna Mata, Jaya Devi Bharati Vidyadaini Annapurna Mata. To all the mothers who make us, give us our energy on an everyday basis with the divine food, to that divine mother we offer our obeisance. This beautiful Lord, no? We call him a beautiful Lord, right? Our Lord is so beautiful. This divinity of his that we are supposed to understand, he has attracted us with this lovely form of his, right? Just think of the beautiful, when I started also, I said the lovely lotus feet of our divine Lord. Those beautiful, when we say lotus feet, it is not just that they look like lotus. You touch, you feel them, you feel the soft, mother-like feet of our divine Lord. That is why it is the lovely lotus feet. And the beautiful halo of hair. And that, spick and span, you see, how Swami wants us to dress up. He's always dressed like that in wonderful orange. This form that Swami took, how does it help us to communicate with him? How does it help us? Like he says, his miracles are his calling cards, his visiting cards. So too is his beautiful form. His beautiful form is one of the legacies that Swami has left for us. Don't we have all these photographs? When we think of a Lord Rama or Lord Krishna, we have something that Raja Ravi Verma has painted or somebody has painted. But our Lord Sai, we have thousands, millions of photos and videos to think, to look at him and feel him inside us every day. And we say that Swami himself did not have a choice that he is going to come down in this beautiful form. Because way ago, Sage Bharadwaja had said that he is going to come down like this. Even in the other religions, in the Sufi scripts or in the Bible, it says that he will be called by a name, how the sheep pronounce. So that is Baba. They say he comes in blood red robe. And they say he comes in a bright orange robe with a halo of hair. So even this beautiful form that he came in, he had no choice. He had to come down in such a beautiful form to attract all of us. This form, we all think, just to think about a few incidents where we think of our Lord, the beauty and the strength of this Lord of ours. Because very often we say, Swami looks so delicate. Na nazuk dikhte hai na, so delicate he is. Look at his hands, look at his feet, so dainty. So there was this brother in the hostel who was a major gymmer. Okay, so he was the Mr. Hostel, so to say. So Swami came to the hostel once and said, who is a strong boy? So Swami has all these things, he talks about Upma, Idli and Atma also. And in between, he asks, who is a strong boy in the hostel? So everyone pushed this guy because he was going to the gym every day. Swami said, let us do arm wrestling. He is like, Swami, Oddu Swami. Like, why Swami in front of the whole hostel, Why embarrass yourself kind of Swami? So Swami itne nazuk hai, Swami, I am like a gym. Swami, Oddu Swami, no need Swami. So, no, Swami, you are afraid. No, Swami, come, let's have arm wrestling. They had an arm wrestling. Swami's hand, this boy's blessed hand because he's holding Swami's hand. Swami says, push. And this boy is a little hesitant. How do I push Swami's hand? No, Swami says, morning, no breakfast nahi kiya, no strength. Swami, I push. He pushes little more. No, call the kitchen in charge. Venkatachalam, you are not giving good food and all that. Then this boy's pride is at stake. He starts pushing. He is not able to move Swami's hand 1 millimeter. Swami says, push karo. Use both hands if you want, Swami is saying. This boy actually uses both hands and tries to push Swami's hand down. He is not able to move Swami's hand little bit. And after he is sweating a little bit, Swami says, Ainka chalu. That boy is red-faced and he is hanging his hand and Swami says, everybody says, Swami, you are Swami. He says, Swami says, Kadra, this is because of purity. Just that one word. Purity is what is going to give you strength. So this was that physical strength of Swami whom we think, Swami ko physical strength nahi hai. So same thing, we think, Swami used some strength, some of his, otherworldly strength of his. One of our brothers was sitting in the bhajan hall in the front row. There were the days when, if Swami enters the bhajan hall, on the right side, behind the door, there's a small nook. So our one KBR Prasad sir, he was a mic handler for the bhajans. He would sit in that corner like this and handle the mics. And the wires would run from front across to where we were sitting. So this brother was sitting there. Swami came and stood there. And Swami was talking to the boys in the bhajan hall. This brother noticed that the wire had gone in between the great toe and the second toe of Swami. The wire had gone like this and got twisted. So this brother was worried that if Swami takes one step, Swami is going to trip and fall. So what he tried gently removing that wire from between the toes. He was not able to remove. He started pulling between the two toes of Swami. He started pulling with all his strength. He is not able to remove it. Swami is just holding it with his two toes like this. He's pulling and huffing and puffing so much so that the other brothers around him were irritated. What are you doing? I mean, sitting under Swami's face and you're pulling and tugging some wire. Swami is speaking something. He wanted to remove that wire because he thought Swami is going to fall. Finally, again, this boy started sweating over there and he gave up the idea of pulling. And then he says, Swami, after that, he saw him struggling, gently left the wire like that, looked at him and said, this is not spiritual energy, sir. This is only physical energy, Swami said, because of that purity. Swami says, no, because what can purity do to you, to that beautiful form? You may look like this, but purity is what will give you that inner strength. And he says, I am not even touching spiritual energy. You can imagine what Swami can do if he touches that spiritual energy of his. We all know that Swami takes multiple forms. We know the story of the first Pandit Pujari of Prashanti Nilayam. This was way back in the 1960s. Mr. Sheshagiri Rao, a very staunch Shiva Bhakta. His daughters wanted to come because Swami had gone to Bangalore and the daughters had seen Swami and they wanted to go back and have Swami's darshan in Puttaparthi. So the father said, nothing doing. I worship only Lord Shiva. Remember my uncle's mother-in-law who wanted only this vertical? So Sheshagiri Rao was purely horizontal. He said, only Lord Shiva and nobody else I will worship. But they said, we will go otherwise without you, father. He said, no, I can't leave my two daughters going alone somewhere. No proper transport also. I will come along, but I am not stepping into that place. I will come up to the border. Those days you had to cross Chitravati. And the beauty of it was in those days, whichever devotees would come, Swami would himself come, Patamandir times. Swami would come up to the banks of Chitravati and wait, and then devotees would come, he would take them. He would take them to Prashanti Nilayam and say, this is what happens in Puttaparthi, bhajan happens at this time. We often say that Swami was first PRO for himself. Like, he would go and call the devotees with so much love. So, Mr. Sheshagiri Rao and his daughters, they landed. The moment they landed, these daughters bowed before Swami. Mr. Sheshagiri Rao saw Swami and collapsed then and there on the banks of Chitravati. The daughters got very worried. Swami just said, pick him up and take him inside. So he was picked up by other devotees and taken inside. He didn't wake up for hours together. The daughters were very worried. Swami said, don't worry, don't worry. Finally, when he woke up with a start. And Swami was standing there. He bowed before Swami. And later on, the daughters asked, what happened to you? He said, when I first looked at him, I saw Lord Shiva. I didn't see your Satya Sai Baba. And Sheshagiri Rao became the very first Pujari of Prashanti Nilayam Mandir. And this is our Lord who can appear, Sarva Devata Swarupa, Sarva Devata Atita Swarupa. In the 1957, Swami went to the Vashishta Gufa. And there he went to Purushottamananda. There he has given him the darshan of his most beloved Lord. Swami has then sung there. Swami has sung a Tyagaraja Kriti, which nobody around Swami knew, which only Tyagaraja and Lord Rama knew. Swami has sung that for Kalikananda Swami and Purushottamananda in the cave there. So this is our Lord who can take any form, and he doesn't need any form, as we have seen in his omnipresent form. He is present today, if only we have that divine vision to see him. One question arises. The form is so powerful, right? We say it is so beautiful, the form is so powerful. When we come before Swami or when we go to a temple, why do we close our eyes? Why? Because if all we have to do is open our eyes and keep looking at him as much time as we can. But why do we close our eyes? Swami himself has an explanation. In one discourse, he says, in 1974, he said, "Do not attempt to know me through external eyes." Now, this is all very confusing. No? So, all this time, we were saying that Swami has such a beautiful form, he is such a powerful form, and now we are saying, close your eyes. Swami says, do not attempt to know me through external eyes. When you go to a temple and stand before the image of God, you pray with closed eyes, don't you? Why? And Swami gives the answer. Because you feel that the inner eye of wisdom alone can reveal him to you. Therefore, do not crave from me trivial material objects, but crave for me, and you will be rewarded. Isn't that what Divyanubhuti is all about? This is from his presence to his omnipresence. This Lord, whom we say is all powerful, all beautiful, and he is also the Lord, you say, when you close your eyes. This elder brother of ours was sitting on the portico in the mandir. Bhajans were going on. He was closing his eyes. Swami had gone out to give darshan. He was closing his eyes and following bhajans. And he was imagining in his head that Swami is coming and standing in front of him. And see the beautiful videos of Swami, where Swami would, put his hands behind, clasp his hand behind, stand, and, Swami would gently sway like this for bhajan. It's a most beautiful sight that you can have. So this brother was imagining that sight, because Swami was not in front of him. Swami had gone out to give darshan. I was imagining this. And just when the bhajan got over, he opened his eyes and Swami was standing physically in front of him, right in front of him, swaying like this and smiling. And this brother felt so happy. And he felt even more happy when Swami told him, "Hey, अंदर का स्वामी, बाहर का स्वामी, दोनों एक ही है." Swami told him. So that is the importance of going and closing our eyes in front of this Swami, so that we truly internalize him. Not that I close my eyes and I'm thinking of, next metro to catch, next local to catch, उसके बाद क्या करना है भजन के time. Mostly that is what we are doing. During bhajan, up to 6 o'clock is a bhajan. There is 6:05 is my train. So we are thinking of that. Swami says, as long as we are in the present, which Swami calls the omnipresent, as long as we are in the present and thinking of him, what manifests outside is truly what will manifest inside us. And the love and the smile and the happiness that you feel by looking at that lovely, figure of Swami is the same joy you will feel in the heart also. So this andar ka Swami, bahar ka Swami ek hai. Let us try and visualize this as we sing one bhajan. अंतर ज्योत जलाओ साई, अंतर ज्योत जलाओ साई, ब्रह्म सनातनी दया करो, ब्रह्म सनातनी दया करो हे पूर्ण ज्योतिर्मयी, शिव शक्ति मई कृपा करो, दीन दयामय पतित पावनी, ज्योत जलाओ साई. So it is said, treat a picture as God, don't treat God as a picture. Right? When we see Swami in an idol or a picture, think that that is Swami. Rather than looking at Swami and thinking that it is only an idol or only a picture. We know the story of one person who wanted very desperately to get God's darshan. So someone told him, if you keep God's murti in your house and pray sincerely, that will appear, that God will appear before you. So he kept Lord Krishna's statue and prayed, appear, appear before me, appear before me. Nothing happened. Then Lord Rama's he kept, appear before me, nothing happened. Then Devi Mata's he kept, nothing happened. And Lord Shiva's he kept. And as he would keep these statues, he would light agarbatti and do his prayer. Japte raho, kept chanting. One day, he found that in those statues that were kept, the agarbatti smoke started going towards Lord Krishna's statue. He said, these many days I have been praying to you, you never appeared before me. You don't deserve this agarbatti, jo sugandh hai, you don't deserve this. He took Lord Krishna's statue, went and put it in a cupboard and closed the door. That is when Lord Krishna appeared before him. Why? Because that is when he stopped treating Lord Krishna as a statue. He started treating that statue as Lord Krishna, who was not deserving of the agarbatti, but he treated it as a live being. And that is when Lord Krishna came to life and gave him darshan. Similar thing happened to one of our younger brothers. So we have a lot of funny things that students generally do. So this brother, one of his relatives had a home in Parthi, in Puttaparthi. So as he was going from the hostel for darshan, he decided not to go for darshan that day. Some reason, in local parlance, it is called bunking. Okay? He decided to bunk that day. This is a cheek of the things that, many of us have done. He went home. There was a TV at home. He was watching TV for some time. Then everybody went back to hostel. He went back to hostel. One other thing that he did was, where he was watching TV, in that hall, there was a calendar of Swami. Swami looking like this. And as he was about to switch on the TV, he looked at that calendar and thought, what if? So he turned the calendar, other side. Now I can watch TV. The next day, he comes to Mandir. He's sitting somewhere with the boys. Next day, he didn't bunk. He was sitting. Swami comes up to him and tells, Swami is not in calendar only. So that is when we realize that don't treat a picture as if it is only picture. He is very much there. Because I remember a time when we used to have bhajans in Madikeri. Every Saturday we would have home bhajans. And during the home bhajans, if I was home, it would be just me, my mother, father and my sister. When I was in the hostel, sister, mother, father, only 3 of them for bhajans. So they would put, as usual, as all of you do, I'm sure, at home, Swami's altar, Swami's photo and, the garland and everything. So one particular day, my sister decided she was studying and after studying, decided to come for bhajan. My mother told her, go, must wash your face, put vibhuti, comb your hair properly and then come for bhajan. Said, Amma, it is just home bhajan, just us and Swami. Just us, right, at home, why? And they had a little argument. Okay, and then whatever done, the bhajan was done. After that, the next week they came to Puttaparthi. Again, Swami blessed us with an interview. And in that interview, Swami told my sister, hey, when mother tells you to behave in a particular way before bhajans, that is how you should be. And my sister said, yes, Swami. We came out. And I was wondering what had happened because I was in the hostel. And they told me just the previous week, in front of Swami's photo in our home, they had an argument and mother said, you should be. See, that is how Swami expects us to be, right? All of us, the way he was, his teachings start from this. Right when we were children in our 8th standard, when we would go and sing bhajans before Swami, I'm sure Arunesh and Guru and others would know. When we were in our 6th and 7th standard, we would go and sing before Swami. If we used to go from our school directly sometimes, we would have ink marks, little children, ink pen marks in our pocket. Swami would pull us up and say, no, go. He's pulled me up. He's told me, go, change your shirt in the hostel and then come back. So Swami is so, about these minute things, because for Swami that cleanliness is next to godliness is one of the things that Swami says. It starts from there. And Swami also, of course, showed us that he is there in every photograph where we pray to him. Because also funnily enough, when we have had so many of our elder devotees who come to Swami and said, Swami, I want to lead bhajans. I want to lead bhajans. Swami will say, lead bhajans. No, Swami, I want to sit with these brothers. I want to lead it on the mic. And then Swami will say, you will lead on the mic, papam, all those other devotees who are there. Valandaru papam, Swami will say. They have to listen to your swimming. Then everyone will laugh. Then Swami will put in a wonderful, lesson after that. Normally it happens. We'll all have a laughter, but Swami doesn't leave it as a joke. Swami said, Bangaru, you also sing bhajans. Who is stopping you from singing bhajans? Why only if you sing in front of the mic, it is singing for me? Even following bhajans is also singing for me. Right? 99.999999% of the people only follow bhajans. And that is also our prayer session. And the second important thing Swami said is, if you want to lead bhajans and sing for me, sit alone in the altar and sing, I will listen to you. And only I will listen to you. So that Swami says. Swami has given us the assurance. You want to lead? Sit in the altar. I will listen to you. That is a beautiful lesson that Swami says. So, okay. Swami's omnipresence, Swami's wonderful form, and Swami's formlessness. Yeah, his omnipresence. The second important thing, right, where we talk about, I said, you have to build a bridge. It's not about only learning how to build a bridge. You have to actually build a bridge now. So that is realizing we are divine. How difficult is that? Swami says, the two biggest impediments to finding out our innate divinity, he says, the mind is wet with ego and attachment. These are the two biggest things. Of course, we have the Arishad Vargas, we have the 6 enemies. But Swami says, what prevents us from seeing our innate divinity? Ego and attachment. And Swami says that is, and so the divine fire that does not manifest, though it is there in a matchstick. So Swami says we are all like a matchstick. We have that fire, that divine fire within us, but it doesn't light. Why? Because it is wet. Now Swami tells this beautiful story about one sadhaka. He wanted enlightenment. And like most of us, he wanted instant enlightenment. So he went around and he found, somebody pointed him to one cave in the Himalayas and said, there is one guru there, he gives, like this he is giving it enlightenment. So the sadhaka went there. As soon as he goes into the cave, there is a small lamp in that cave. It is flickering. As he enters, it extinguishes. He is left in darkness. Shiva Shiva, he shouts. And then the voice from inside says, light the lamp. So there is a sadhaka, there is a matchbox, light the lamp. So the sadhaka goes and tries to light the lamp. And he says, Guruji, but the lamp is not lighting. The Guruji says, throw away the water that is there in the lamp and then light it. He does that. Still, Guruji, still it is not lighting. Guruji says, the wick has been dipped in that water. Your mind has been dipped in the water of worldly desires. So the Guruji says, go take that wick, dry it in the sun outside and then come. He brings it back. Guruji, it is still not lighting. Guruji says, now fill the lamp with oil. Which oil? The oil of Namasmarana. So the Guruji says, so this is your lesson. Throw away the worldly desires from that. Dry the wick in detachment. Worldly desires and ego is what is, we are filled with that. Empty it. Our mind, dry it in detachment. And then not just that, fill it with what? Fill it with Namasmarana. Swami gives such simple lessons. Fill it with Namasmarana. He says, you will realize your divinity. That simple. All I have to do is chant Rama, 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 Shiva, 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 Devi, 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 Sai, Sai, Sai. And I will realize. Obviously there are some, 1.1, 1.11, 1.112. All that is there. But yeah, the basic tenet is Namasmarana. For us, Sai Bhajans, right? What better way to do Namasmarana than Sai Bhajans? I'm sure a lot of people think it's like I have prepared an essay on crow, कौवे के बारे में. I have prepared an English essay on crow. I go to the examination hall and essay is coming about cricket. I don't know anything about cricket. So what I say, this fellow, I know that somebody bowls, he bowled, batsman hit, the ball went outside and fell in a crow's nest. And then it describes a crow. So it is like that, any topic give this fellow, eventually it comes to why Sai Bhajans is the best. So eventually I have landed in the crow's nest, which is Sai Bhajans. But Sai Bhajans is definitely the best. And I'm not talking as a member of Prashanti Bhajan group or this group, wonderful group here. But Sai Bhajans, very seriously, Swami says, Namasmarana is the path to enlightenment. And not just Namasmarana. How Swami so beautifully says, even Saint Tyagaraja could have said, Rama, Nanu Kapadu Raha. But he said, Rama, Nanu Kapadu Raha. Rama, Nanu Kapadu Raha. When Swami was talking in the hostel about this, Swami says, in his beautiful voice, he says, Aha. Swami says, Aha. It is so nice to listen. So when Swami, our own Lord Sai Rama, tells us that it is so nice to listen, so we better pray to him in that way, right? Let us put our prayers through Sai Bhajans. And how does Sai Bhajan, if I just sing bhajans, I have been singing bhajans for, I'll say, there are people who have sung bhajans for 5 years. Kuch hua hi nahi. 10 saal gaye kuch hua hi nahi. So it is not Sai Bhajans per se. There is magic in Sai Bhajans, but there is also the way we are supposed to do Sai Bhajans, which is very important. First point Swami says is, how does it help? By removing ego and attachment. Singing bhajans, remember, when we say Sai Bhajans, it is a form of Sankirtana. Yeah, it is a Sankirtana. It is not just this group which is singing. They are a minority, me included. We are a minority here. So the majority, so it is Sankirtana is all of us singing together for Swami. Okay? Swami says, bhajans help by shifting our focus to the divine. Like I said, if you are singing bhajan here today, and if I'm thinking of local train to catch next, or if I'm thinking of what ingredients I have to buy for making today's dinner at home, kya sabji lena hai ghar jate jate, you can sing for ages. Nothing is going to happen to us. The magic of Sai Bhajans truly is, it helps us to focus on Him when we are doing Sai Bhajans. So Swami says, it is meant to train the mind to revel in the glory of God and moving it away from selfish desires. Selfish desire is that only, that paneer butter masala and all those things, those are our selfish desires. Move it away from that. Think about Him during the time that we are doing Namasmarana. So there was this time when I had freshly started playing Khanjira in the mandir. So I was very excited about playing the Khanjira. So I was experimenting in a lot of beats. So Swami would sit on the throne, and he has given us the privilege of lifetimes to sit right in front of him. All of us who have been in the bhajan group, Jay, Arunesh, all of us here, it has been such a privilege to sit in front of him. But this little mind, no, filled with worldly desires. One of the worldly desires is to play Khanjira as well as possible, giving as many, whatever you call it, touches as possible on the Khanjira. I was sitting there and practicing. Swami had given me the privilege to sit. Swami would sit, his footstool, there was a tiger head, and then my head. Okay, that is how close he had allowed me to sit. But what was I doing? I was playing Khanjira. And I was happily playing the Khanjira. For 2-3 months after that, Swami called us for an interview. And in the interview room, Swami asked my parents, "How is Ravi?" Parents are like, "Swami, he is your child. Not our responsibility, Swami. He's yours. He's your child, Swami. And then Swami said, So Ravi Manchode Kani, we will say. He said, means he is a good fellow only, but, and when you're a student, the moment Swami says but in front of your parents, you have a lot to worry about. You don't know what is coming out. What Swami is going to say. Swami, my parents are thinking I'm a very nice fellow in the hostel. I don't know what you're going to do. But very loving Swami. He taught me a lesson that is very pertinent to the point I was just mentioning. He says he's a good fellow only, but he concentrates more on the Khanjira than on me. So this is a very important thing for me, that if whatever we are doing, whatever we are doing for bhajan, whether we are singing, playing the tabla, playing the naal, playing the harmonium, keyboard, anything that we are doing, it has to be an offering for Swami, so much so that we are thinking of Swami. It's not that मैं भजन गाऊंगा, मैं तबला हारमोनियम बजाऊंगा, बाकी लोग प्रेयर करेंगे. मेरा कुछ नहीं है, मेरे को तो दिखाना है कि मैं कितना अच्छा गाता हूँ. No, it is not that. It is only when we concentrate, and this is what Swami taught me through that incident, that whatever we are doing, our focus should be on Swami. Are we thinking of Swami? Are we thinking of Swami? And how to focus for those who are doing the lead, that is a bhajan workshop. That I'm not doing a bhajan workshop today. So that is the very important thing. Ki Namasmarana we are doing, but with focus on Him. Another wonderful incident how Swami taught us was, there was a time when there was this group who were learning Hindustani music in the then Mirpuri College of Music. They were called the Meera Boys. Yeah, Meera Boys sounds like an oxymoron, but that is a term that hostel boys had given. So they were called Meera Boys because Swami would ask them to sing Meera bhajans in the mandir. Beautiful set of 5 or 6 songs on Meera, including one very beautiful Darshan Dejo Aaj Pyare Darshan Dejo Aaj. Wonderful lesson in that. Okay, for another day. This story, there was this one brother who would sing Ek Radha Ek Meera Dono ne शाम को चाहा अंतर क्या दोनों की चाह में बोलो एक प्रेम दीवानी एक दरस दीवानी. Beautiful song, so much meaning laden in this song. And everyone, all of us, because these Meera boys would sit among us and sing. And we would obviously, because Swami is seated on the throne, this brother started saying, Ek Radha, Ek Meera. Then there is a little gap. Okay? In that gap, we hear Swami's voice saying, Ek Gorkha. Okay? This brother who used to sing, Swami had very lovingly given a nickname to him as Gorkha. Swami used to call him Gurkha. So, Ek Radha, Ek Meera, and then in the middle we hear Ek Gurkha. So, all of a sudden we open our eyes and then see Swami is smiling. This boy is stunned. Our Gurkha brother is stunned. And there is a silence. This is all happening on the mic. And everyone starts laughing because we are not able to control. Swami called him Gurkha in the middle of a Meera bhajan. And then, like I said, no, for Swami, nothing is left a joke. There has to be meaning in that. Swami said, Ek Radha, Ek Meera, Ek Gurkha. He pointed to all of us. Where is a Radha? Where is a Meera? And where are you all? Like this, I want you guys to be like that. Ek Gurkha is not just him. So many times, when Swami gives us these examples in front of the whole bhajan group, it is for everybody and not just the bhajan group. It is filled with devotees. It is a message for everybody. I want you all to be like that Radha and that Meera. Their single pointed focus, again coming to focus. The Swami would very often, when we have enacted in dramas about Radha, Swami would say, Radhaku Adhara Dhara Aradhana. No? Radhaku Adhara, the basis for Radha is her Dhara Aradhana, is her stream of Aradhana, her prayer, her worship to Lord is a stream, constant focus. That constant integrated awareness is that, what Swami says, constant focus. And the same thing for Mirabai also. Constantly her focus was that, they are of two different eras. If you look at Radha and Meera, as the song describes, they are diametrically opposite, both in the ages that they lived and in their style of living. One was a Maharani, one lived in a village. She was just a, shepherd girl. Like that, if you start comparing, they are total opposites. But what brings them together in one song is their one pointed focus towards Lord Krishna. That is what Swami taught us through this Ek Gurkha. These bhajans, we say that bhajans are of various types. There is Nama Sankirtana. I'm sure by now so many of you have attended bhajan workshops. You'll say, Guna, Leela, Nama. And so what is the point of that? How will it help us to focus on Swami? See, when we say, there is a term used in the hostel, maybe even outside, saying buttering. Buttering. Hey, this fellow is buttering the teacher. Thoda soap lagana. That's it. So when you say Guna Sankirtana, you're extolling the virtues of the Lord. Does it mean that you have to say, oh my God, you're great, you're this, you did that, you that? Are we buttering God so that He gives us what we need? The reason that we are singing a Guna Sankirtana is that we know when we sing Karuna Sagara He Nandalala, it is so that this virtue of yours, O Lord, let me also become a Karuna Sagara. That should be our focus. Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Raghurama, Dasharatha Nandana, Raja Rama, Abhaya Pradayaka. Doesn't mean that we go around giving blessings to everyone. Anandadayaka, Tribhuvana Mohana Sita Rama, Danava Bhanjana Dinodhara. Alleviate the poor. Can't we do this when we are doing a Narayan Seva? Can't we remember Lord Rama in this? Dinodharana. Prema Sagara Sai Rama. If not an ocean, oh Lord, make me a small pond of love that I can be. Even if Suraj na ban paaye to ban ke deepak jalta chal. We say, no? If not the sun, make me a small lamp, Lord. That is why we are extolling the virtues of Lord. So when we want to focus on, when we take, Swami says, Namasmarana is, yes, the most desirable form because you are not complicating anything. Everybody, the moment you are saying, for example, this bhajan, विठला हरि विठला
हरे विठ्ठला
विठला हरि विठला
हरे विठ्ठला
विठला हरि विठला
हरे विठ्ठला
पांडुरंग विठले हरि नारायण
विठ्ठले हरी नारायण
पुरंदर विठले हरि नारायण
विठ्ठले हरी नारायण
हरि नारायण भजो नारायण साई नारायण सत्यनारायण
नारायण सत्यनारायण
विठ्ठला हरि विठ्ठला. So Swami says, as you're chanting with this energy, when you have this energy during the bhajan, don't think of anything. Clap, clap, that one pointed focus on energy on God. Lord Vithala, you all seen the wonderful statue of Lord Vithala standing and giving darshan. Why only to Pundalika and others of those age? Lord Vithala, give me also darshan. Close our eyes and see him in our, in the heart of our mind. Why can't we do that? Vithala, Vithala. And why clap? Clap. A lot of people, they say, after you sing a bhajan, no, clap. No, that is, Swami says, that is for a kacheri. Swami says, a bhajan is not kirtana. Like I said, it is sankirtana. During a sankirtana, you are supposed to clap during the bhajan, not after the bhajan. Why do we clap? Why do we clap during bhajans? That is also to maintain focus. Yeah, brother Neeraj and they will all say that it is percussion session will say you have to maintain beat because that is discipline. Very much that is discipline because Swami says if you have to be my devotee, you have to develop discipline. He didn't say you have to develop devotion. That comes later for Swami. You have to develop discipline. So beat is discipline. The other thing is all these noisy birds are there, which are not allowing us to concentrate on him. All these thoughts. Paneer butter masala, local train, all these thoughts which are going to come into our head, tomorrow I have to go to office, अरे आज Sunday है, इतना अच्छा दिन है, कल फिर से office जाना पड़ेगा. All these thoughts, not during bhajans. We have other times to worry. Yeah, then we'll do a bhajan workshop on how not to worry about that also. But yeah, we have a later time. But during a bhajan time, clapping will help you focus and remove all these chirping birds from the tree. उड़ा देंगे उसको. No? Swami says it is the power, it is like a gunshot. You are clapping it like a gunshot which will help scatter all these birds away from your thing. I'll just rush up a little. The second thing Swami says, first thing is bhajans help by shifting our focus to the divine. Second thing is, it is called the instrument mindset. So Swami has taught us that ego is destroyed when constantly we practice the attitude of it is he, it is not I. Constantly tell ourselves it is he, it is not I. Singing bhajans encourages the feeling that God is the force. Again I said, if we concentrate on the meaning of a bhajan, we will know that when we talk about, Trilokapalini Jagadishwari, that Trilokapalini, can you even imagine? There is somebody who is in charge of this mic, somebody in charge of this hall, a mayor in charge of this city, there is a prime minister in charge of the country. And there are other huge countries, the world, not the whole world, the universe, all the worlds. Trilokapalini, can you imagine how huge that force of that mother is? So when we sing Trilokapalini Jagadishwari, think of that force. And that is a force saying that is a force, it is she or it is he that is the doer and it is not me. That bhajan will help us if we focus on the meaning. Once what happened is, we were practicing for a music program. So typically when we practice in the hostel music room, some other brothers used to come and sit in the music room just to listen and enjoy the music practice. So one particular festival, I think it was on a Krishnashtami, the previous evening we were practicing And all the other brothers, many brothers came and sat in the practice room. And the practice session went well. And all the brothers, what they said after that, "Arey wow, wow, wow." You know, they start patted all of us on the back and said, "Hey, my God, kal subah to you guys are going to blast off." You know, that is the hostel lingo for you guys are going to do damn well tomorrow, very well. You guys are going to blast off. So we were ready to blast off. So what would happen those days? The music program would happen on the portico. So Swami would go around when we would start the music program. Swami would go around, give the beautiful darshan to the devotees, come back and stand on the portico right in front of us. And like I said earlier, no, andar ka Swami, bahar ka Swami ek hai. Just imagine that beautiful Swami swaying to our music program. Also, I could add, very loving Swami, because in spite of however we sang, he will stand and enjoy, and he would bless us. Immediately after music program, he would allow us to get up, go take Pada Namaskar and sit. It is a huge privilege. So this festival we were going to blast off. Next morning we went and sat. Same thing happened. Swami came and stood, and the program went in our terms flawless. Okay? So then all of our minds and thoughts, it is what we have not sung. We have blasted off. Okay? Swami standing there and we thinking that for an ordinary program of ours, no, Swami gave namaskar. So blasting off program is और कुछ तो देंगे ना, ज़्यादा कुछ देना मांगता है हमको. So Swami stood there. The moment we finished our Om Shanti Shanti, no, Swami literally just turned, went straight into the interview room and locked himself there. Not one look at us, not one word to us, that morning or that evening. We say, no, many times when Swami had this beautiful relationship with the students, when he would stop talking to us, we would say that he would become very dear to the walls of the mandir. Swami would go very close to the walls. It is like his way of avoiding the students, to say that you guys, dimag lagao, something is there wrong with you all. That is what. So Swami did that. That is exactly what happened to us. Because when we think that we are the doer, because we got so many pats, no? Every pat on our back, unless we are careful, is one pump, is one cycle pump.
Yes.
Like this, like this, like this, like this. And it grows. With each pump, we are like that. And what happened to us? We blasted off, means this blasted off. Our head blasted off. It had gone so big. Because that's what Swami told one of our younger brothers. He said, तुम अच्छा गाता है, तुमको चांस देता है. ये बड़ा होता है, तुमको उधर से फेंक देता है. I will drop you from there. So that is what Swami taught us. That you think that you are the ones doing it. And we were doing it for whom? We are supposed to offer it to Swami. And we were offering it for our brothers who said, you blasted off. So no blasting off. Okay, that was one very big lesson that we all learned. There's a beautiful song of Hari Om Sharan, no? Ye garv bhara मस्तक मेरा प्रभु चरण धूल तक झुकने दे अहंकार विकार भरे मन को निज नाम की माला जपने दे ये गर्व भरा मस्तक मेरा. So it is so important for us to realize, see, my examples are only coming from a bhajans or a singing perspective. But this is true in every aspect of life. Because the moment we think we are doing any talent, it may be that I'm a very good business analyst and we think that, the company cannot exist without me. I may be a very good dancer, a sketcher, anything. I may be a very good cook. We think my family cannot exist without me. Anywhere where we think that we are the doer and we are above, that is where we are allowing this garva bhara mastak. What is that we have to do with the garva bhara mastak? Is just put it at his feet and say, Swami, you are the doer. Okay, there is, about ego, there is a very, very different example that Swami has given. Very beautiful, because we all think ego is thinking too much about ourselves, right? That is what is ego. We think too much about ourselves. Swami gives a very beautiful story where he says, Lord Krishna once feigned a headache. He acted as if he had a headache. And because devotees like Lord Narada, they considers himself the greatest devotee, so he always has this clash with other so-called devotees like the Gopikas, who he felt were very ordinary people. How Lord Krishna gives him so much importance. So Lord Krishna got this headache. And he called Narada and said, you go and get dust from the feet of my devotees. That alone will cure my headache. Dust from the feet of my devotees. But Narada found it a little strange, but he thought, okay, this is to prove one-upmanship. Yeah, I am the great devotee. He goes and all the known big devotees of the Lord, he asked around in the kingdom, in Mathura, in Dwaraka, everywhere he asked. All of them said, Ayyo, dust from our feet? Nahi Baba, nahi. We cannot give for Lord Krishna. He went back. Lord, nobody is giving. Did you go and ask the Gopikas? He said, no. Why should I go and ask the Gopikas? Lord Krishna said, go and ask the Gopikas. The moment he said, they said, how much dust do you need? The Gopikas asked, how much dust do you need from our feet? Please take, please take. And they all gathered dust from their feet and gave it to Lord Narada and said, anything, if we go to hell for this, we are ready. But if this is going to cure our Lord Krishna of his headache, please take this dust from our feet. And Swami says, this is what is also ego, thinking that I am nothing. Swami says that thinking I am everything is also ego, and thinking that I am nothing, how can I do something for the Lord? Swami says that is also a form of ego, because there you don't have confidence again in he is the doer. We think it is our feet, our dust. Lord Krishna has asked for it, means implicitly I have to obey. That is all the Gopikas know. That is the pure devotion with which they gave. So that is what. So Swami says, in the discourse actually Swami has said, self-condemnation is also ego. And when ego goes, you feel neither superior nor inferior. So when we say, Lord, make me egoless, it is lack of both the kinds of feeling. Okay? The third thing is, Swami says what? How bhajans help us is heart-centered singing. Swami says, true Sankirtan should originate from the heart and not just the lips, as a spontaneous expression of divine love and joy. Deep, sincere expression leaves no room for arrogance and the need to impress others. That's what I said. Bhajan is not to impress others. It is only for. And when Swami says that we have to sing from the heart, we have seen Swami coming and telling some of our brothers, this fellow, he has got a parrot voice. And we think, parrot voice, he's sounding like a human being only. We used to wonder how Swami is saying he's having parrot voice, parrot voice. On later another occasion in the interview room, Swami explained on another occasion, saying that a parrot or a tape recorder can also get moksha just because they are chanting God's name. No, a parrot only sings from here, not from here. So Swami made a clear distinction that we should not be like parrots when we are singing. And heart-centered singing is, Swami wants us all to sing like a child. So during Swami's 60th birthday, there was an English drama called Here and There, where the main character of the drama, he gets spoilt when he's a Swami student. He goes home for holidays and gets spoilt. He gets into bad company. And there is a scene of transformation. So in the scene of transformation, Swami said, put a bhajan there in the drama. Hearing that bhajan, my student will get transformed. So obviously, one thing is, Swami has put that a bhajan can be used as a transformation as an instrument for transformation. And then Swami said one more thing to the drama director. He said, let a little boy sing that bhajan. And I happened to be a little boy having a little voice in those days. My voice had not matured. So Swami had said, let this fellow sing. So I was actually holding my father, who was a beggar. I was holding his hand, walking across the stage and just singing, Hey Ram Bhagwan, He Karuna Sindhu Ram, He Deena Bandhu Sairam. That's all. I was just singing this and taking. And as I take my father across, the student hears and he says, Oh Swami, he cries out and he gets transformed. But the wonderful lesson that Swami taught in this is bhajan for transformation. And other thing is, sing like a child. Swami wanted a child's voice because Swami wanted it to be pure. Not that only a voice has to be childlike. We have to be childlike when we sing from here, from our heart. He wanted us to be honest, wanted us to be pure like children. There are, some more for next time. So, why I said we should know the meaning, because it is only then that from the depth of our hearts, any prayer can go to Swami, right? So, as Swami said, not like a parrot. We should not sing just like that. You know, there is a term in hostel. Why you did something? Just like that. What is just like that? There has to be a meaning for it. Well, for example, there is this bhajan, Brahmanda Naika Baba. So, there was this brother with a Kannada speaking brother. So, he didn't know Hindi. So the last line, no, Shirdi Parti Tumne Banai. So he didn't know, so he sang Shirdi Parti Sumne Banai. So because in Kannada, Sumne means just like that. After that, everyone like, what is that? I think, I don't know what Tumne means. What Tumne means? You are telling Swami Tumne. Oh, I thought, Swami, he just created the whole world, no? We say Swami created it as his plaything. Shirdi Parti bhi de Sumne Banai, just like that you made. No. So that is how we should know the correct meaning of whatever we are saying. That is when the true meaning and purport of what we want from a bhajan will come. And that is how we'll be able to focus on Swami. And the final thing that I will want to speak about is group energy. See, that is what we are. How Sai bhajans help us to remove all this. How will it allow us to focus on Swami is through group energy. So Swami says when people sing in unison, sacred vibrations are produced that help cleanse the mind and reduce individuality. That's why we have to sing together, helping one merge in the divine whole. Remember, our whole purport of this Divyanubhuti is the realization that He is divine and we are also that same divine. That is our, all these things are towards that. So, helping one merge into the divine one. Devotional singing is a joint, concerted effort. It is not just this little group over here. And it's a spiritual practice to overcome the 6: lust, anger, greed, attachment, conceit, hatred. These nocturnal birds infest the tree of life. I told you about clapping, and foul the heart where they build their nest. When we sing aloud the glory of God, the heart is illumined and they cannot bear the light. So these birds, apart from the sound of clapping, the illumination that happens within us because of the divine singing, they cannot bear the light and these birds fly away. So, when during a bhajan session in the bhajan hall, one of our seniors, he used to meditate a lot. And that was one sadhana which maybe a lot of us who never meditated were probably a little envious of his meditation. Swami came to the bhajan hall one day and pulled up this senior in front of all of us and said, bhajan ke time tu bhajan nahi gaega, bahar bithaunga, Swami said. So there is all the forms of sadhanas is something that we do. But there is a time and place for everything. So when we sing bhajans, that is not the time to be meditating and saying, I'm going deep within. Because that is the time we have to come out and we have to sing aloud. And there is a beautiful story of one incident about one of our doctors who used to visit us from the US. Whenever Swami would sit in the bhajan hall those days on the throne, this doctor would sit outside. As he was sitting outside, he says, I have never sung. And whenever he would follow bhajans, he would follow very, very enthusiastically. textbook, like our bhajan textbook, like loudly clapping and following like nobody existed, which was partly true because nobody existed around him. Because of his kind, he himself said, nobody would sit around me because of the way I would sing. But he did this for years. One day in Trai Brindavan, Swami had called of all of us. We had gone from Parthi for Swami's darshan. He called us into Trai Brindavan. This doctor was also there, sitting at the end of the hall. Swami had asked all of us to sing a few songs. We sang, and Swami was kind of enjoying all of it. Then he called this doctor. He said, "Hey, doctor, come." He came from the back of the hall. And he said, "Sit." He was from the US. He said, "Sing." And this doctor was flabbergasted. In his mind, he was like, "Swami, unless you want Trai Brindavan to vacate." He's like, "Swami, Nenu Swami." He said, "Padu. Sit and sing." After 2-3 times of protest, he couldn't protest anymore. He sat there. Because this is a private audience, and this is not like singing on mic. Okay, again, don't take this example out of context. So he was again, Swami told him, "Sing." He sang however he could. We followed however we could. But the beauty of that was, for his bhajan alone, Swami picked up the talam and played talam only for his bhajan. Not for the 10 songs, technically correct songs in Shruti and talam and all that the rest of us has sung. But he had sung that. And he tells me that I know that it is only a reward, because Swami definitely didn't see the singer in me. It is only reward that Swami wanted us to participate. And that is the beauty, that when Swami said, "You sit along with everybody else and sing," when he told the doctor, "Sit with everybody else and sing," I will hear. Swami hears each one of us. There was one kavali that Swami had asked me to sing many times, right from the time we were in our undergraduate days. Arunesh knows very well. And the kavali got formed, it starts with Mohabbat Ki Kami, Dil mein agar ehsaas hota hai. So that, it soon got a form and shape. It was a much larger kavali. It got its form and shape only because of Swami. Because at various times Swami would stop me from singing at particular places in that kavali and ask me to end the kavali. But the refrain line which all of us sing, like I said, no, it does not matter which side of the microphone you are when you're praying to Swami. You might be on this side, you might be on the other side. It does not matter as long as the heart is praying to Swami. We have all sung, "Sai Bina Raha na Jayen." Yeah? If Swami was that one physical form, how are we living? We can't, no? We can't live without Swami. How are we living without Swami? Sai Bina Raha na Jayen. Kaise ji rahe ho bhaiya? Because the meaning is there in the first few lines of the kavali. Mohabbat ki kami agar dil mein hai ehsaas. So zara jhanko. Because all of us in our daily lives, no, there are times when we feel the lack of love, right? Lack of love from our boss, at home, from our teachers, from whatever we might be doing. Lack of love is something that we have. Look within, Swami says. Look within and you'll find Swami's light brightly shining. And that is the lamp that we are supposed to light. And because we close our eyes before this beautiful Lord and imagine Him, Bahar ka Swami, Andar ka Swami, ek hi hai. That Swami we are imagining inside of us. That is how we are able to live without that Sai. Because we don't have to live without this Sai. He is always present with us. Let us seek from Him the one thing that we have to seek from Him, not the worldly desire. Swami says, "I have come to give you so much. Do not seek from me worldly desires. Seek for me and you will get everything else." Let us seek this from Him through this prayer. साई मात पिता दीन बंधु सखा, मात पिता दीन बंधु सखा, तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम, तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि बंधु सखा, तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम। मुझे शक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा, मुझे भक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा, मुझे मुक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा, मुझे मुक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा, साई माता पिता दीन बंधु सखा। ओम शांति शांति शांति। तुम हो विघ्न विनाशा गणेशा, तुम हो विघ्न विनाशा गणेशा, तुम हो विघ्न विनाशा गणेशा, पार्वती नंदन पाहि गजानन, प्रणव स्वरूपा भक्तिपुरीशा, पाहि गणेशा विघ्न विनाशा,
पाहि गणेशा विघ्न विनाशा,
पाहि गणेशा विघ्न विनाशा,
पाहि गणेशा विघ्न विनाशा।
तुम हो विघ्न विनाशा गणेशा, तुम हो विघ्न विनाशा गणेशा, तुम हो विघ्न विनाशा गणेशा, पार्वती नंदन पाहि गजानन, प्रणव स्वरूपा पतिपुरीशा, पाहि गणेशा विघ्न विनाशा, पाहि गणेशा विघ्न विनाशा, तुम हो विघ्न विनाशा गणेशा। ब्रह्मांड नायका बाबा पतिपुरीश्वर चांद और सूरज तुमने बनाए, नदियाँ सागर बनाई, ब्रह्मांड नायका बाबा मणिपुरीश्वर
ब्रह्मांड नायका
अयोध्या नगरी तुमने बनाई, द्वारक नगरी तुमने बसाई,
अयोध्या नगरी तुमने बनाई, द्वारक नगरी तुमने बसाई,
शिरडी पति तुमने बनाई, शिरडी पति तुमने बनाई, ब्रह्मांड नायका बाबा मणिपुरीश्वर
ब्रह्मांड नायका बाबा
चांद और सूरज तुमने बनाए,
सूरज तुमने बनाए,
नदिया सागर तुमने बनाए, नदिया सागर तुमने बनाए, अयोध्या नगरी तुमने बनाई, द्वारक नगरी तुमने बसाई,
अयोध्या नगरी तुमने बनाई, द्वारक नगरी तुमने बसाई,
शिरडी पति तुमने बनाई, शिरडी पति तुमने बनाई, ब्रह्मांड नायका बाबा मणिपुरीश्वर बाबा।
जीवन ज्योति हो साए,
जीवन ज्योति तुम हो साई,
जीवन ज्योति हो साए,
जीवन ज्योति तुम हो साई,
प्रेम की ज्योत जलाओ साए, ज्योत जलाओ,
प्रेम की ज्योत जलाओ साई, प्रेम की ज्योत जलाओ,
राजीवलोचन जय जय रामा
राजीवलोचन जय जय रामा
रघुकुल भूषण जय रघुरामा
कुलभूषण जय रघुरामा
दशरथ नंदन लावण्य रामा
नंदन लावण्य रामा
अभय प्रदायक आनंद रामा
अभय प्रदायक आनंद रामा
जानकी वल्लभ सुगुणाभिरामा
जानकी वल्लभ सुगुणाभिरामा
जगदोधारा सत्य साई रामा
जगदोधारा सत्य साई रामा
जगदोधारा सत्य साई रामा
जगदोधारा सत्य साई रामा
राजीव लोचन जय जय रामा
राजीवलोचन जय जय रामा
रघुकुल भूषण जय रघुरामा
कुलभूषण जय रघुरामा
दशरथ नंदन लावण्य रामा
नंदन लावण्य रामा
अभय प्रदायक आनंद रामा
अभय प्रदायक आनंद रामा
जानकी वल्लभ सुगुणाभिरामा
जानकी वल्लभ सुगुणाभिरामा
जगदोधारा सत्य साई रामा
जगदोधारा सत्य साई रामा
जगदोधारा सत्य साई रामा
जगदोधारा सत्य साई रामा
राजीव लोचन जय जय रामा
देवा महेश्वरा साई नारायणा देवा महेश्वरा साई नारायणा नटनागरा दुःखभञ्जना साई नारायणा नटनागरा दुःखभञ्जना साई नारायणा करुणाकरा अखिलेश्वरा साई नारायणा करुणाकरा अखिलेश्वरा साई नारायणा अल्लाह तुम महावीर यीशु साई नारायणा अल्लाह तुम महावीर यीशु साई नारायणा हृदयेश्वरा परतीश्वरा साई नारायणा हृदयेश्वरा परतीश्वरा साई नारायणा हृदयेश्वरा परतीश्वरा साई नारायणा हृदयेश्वरा परतीश्वरा साई नारायणा देवा महेश्वरा साई नारायणा देवा महेश्वरा साई नारायणा नटनागरा दुःखभञ्जना साई नारायणा अखिलेश्वरा साई नारायणा
अखिलेश्वरा साई नारायणा
अल्लाह तुम महावीर यीशु साई नारायणा
अल्लाह तुम महावीर यीशु साई नारायणा
हृदयेश्वरा परमेश्वरा साई नारायणा
हृदयेश्वरा परमेश्वरा साई नारायणा
हृदयेश्वरा परमेश्वरा साई नारायणा देवा महेश्वरा साई नारायणा
मोहब्बत की कमी दिल में अगर एहसास होता है, जरा झांको तो पाओगे कि साईं पास होता है। ओ करिश्मा ये उसी का है कि दुनिया खूबसूरत लगती है, वरना आदमी को आदमी क्या रास होता है। साई बिन रहा न जाए, साई बिन रहा न जाए, साई बिन रहा न जाए। चैन नाए मोहे चैन नाए, चैन नाए मोहे चैन नाए, साई बिन रहा न जाए, साई बिन रहा न जाए। जब से देखा तुझको साई मेरे, दर्श के प्यासे नैना सांझ सवेरे आ। जब से है देखा तुझको साई मेरे, दर्श के प्यासे नैना सांझ सवेरे। मिट मर जाए तुझ पे हमसे न रूठे तू, जिंदगी सौंप दे हम चरणों में तेरे यूं, जिंदगी सौंप दे हम चरणों में तेरे यूं, जिंदगी सौंप दे हम चरणों में तेरे यूं। मन मंदिर से जाओ न साई, मन मंदिर से जाओ न साई, सांसें भी तेरी,
मेरी सब सांसें भी तेरी, मेरी सब सांसें भी तेरी।
तुझ पे कुर्बान हो ये जीवन, तुझ पे कुर्बान हो ये जीवन। अब तमन्ना है ये मेरी, अब तमन्ना है ये मेरी, बस तमन्ना है ये मेरी। तुझ पे कुर्बान हो ये जीवन, अब तमन्ना है ये मेरी, अब तमन्ना है ये मेरी, बस तमन्ना है ये मेरी। साई बिन रहा न जाए, चैन न आए मोहे, चैन न आए, साई बिन रहा न जाए, साई बिन रहा न जाए। साई बिन रहा न जाए, साई बिन रहा न जाए।
श्री नारायण पुरुषोत्तम गुरु
सिद्ध बुद्ध तु स्कंद विनायक, सविता पावक तू, सविता पावक तू। ब्रह्मवास तू, यहोव शक्ति तू, विष्णु पिता प्रभु तू, रुद्र विष्णु तू, राम कृष्ण तू, रहीम ताओ तू, रहीम ताओ तू। वासुदेव गो विश्वरूप तू, चिदानंद हरि तू, अद्वितीय तू, अकाल निर्भय, आत्मलिंग शिव तू, आत्मलिंग शिव तू, आत्मलिंग शिव तू।
Om Shri Sairam. Words really fail us. Swami, how you decide to choose, you send your chosen instrument to all of us to, energize the entire devotees here. And, the first inaugural episode of Divyanubhuti, how you really made us realize that you are ever omnipresent. Some of the takeaways which I thought we should share. As Ravi sir said, purity is strength and not physical strength. With his anecdotes, he demonstrated that. Then with Sheshadri Garu, again, he demonstrated Sarvadeva Swarupa, Swami. Then he also narrated experiences where he said, Swami said, do not try to experience me through external eyes, only through inner eyes. Because inner view will only reveal the divinity and not the physical form. अंदर का स्वामी बाहर का स्वामी एक है. So beautifully put by Ravi sir, very beautifully put by you. Swami says two important impediments to seeing divinity, ego and attachment. And Namasmaran is the only way to salvation in this Kali Yuga. And how Ravi sir beautifully brought out the point, Sai Bhajan is Sankirtana, all singing together by shifting focus on divinity, by moving away from selfish desires. constant focus, constant integrated awareness, throw away attachment and fill it with namasmrana to realize divinity. Thus, the first episode of Divyanubhuti, Swami, we thank you so profusely. We realize that you are in us, around us, within us, surrounding us all the time, and we just have to tap to get this feeling, to realize that divinity that is immanent, and your omnipresence can be recognized by the signals that you give ever. As a matter of token of love and appreciation, can I request Ravi sir to please come here? May I request our state president, Shri Srini sir, to please honor him with a shawl and offer him a bouquet, please. Give him a big hand. I wish this session could have gone on and on and on and on. Absolutely. Our district president Vinay Mehrotriji, can I request him to please, as a matter of token of love, a small. Yeah. I just request EP to speak a few words, please.
Blessed to have a Sairam, blessed to have a mesmerizing session and truly inspiring session by Brother Ravi Kumar, sharing his divine experiences with Bhagwan. That's great. And the way he expressed, the way he shared his experiences, okay, it's truly reinforcing the Bhagwan's messages on omnipresence. This is what we feel now. So, a big hand for Brother Ravi Kumar and the entire, all the brothers on the instruments. So, heartfelt gratitude to Brother Ravi Kumar for coming all the way from Prashanti Nilayam and enlightening us with such a wonderful session today. Thank you so much, brother. We all are celebrating Bhagwan's birth centenary year. So, and dedicating this to Sadhana Varsha. Recently, we have a conference, state conference, and proceedings were shared by all the office bearers here. Same will be shared by with all the devotees on 24th of May. That we have a sadhana camp on that day. 1 day sadhana camp, expecting all the devotees to be present over there, and all the few changes that we are bringing it in the protocols and the activities, all the activities will be aligned with the theme back to basics and presence to omnipresence. This is what way and the way forward. Everything will be shared with you all on that day. Sairam.
Today's Aarti will be performed by Ravi sir, our state president, our district president, and on the ladies' side from Sister Shanti Keshkar, Radha Ramesh and Soumya Anand.
आश्रित कल्पलति
का आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपकांडवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे। मात पिता गुरुदैवमु पर्यन्तयु नीवे स्वामी पर्यन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्र शयन जय जगदीश हरे। ओंकार रूप जय शिव साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगल आरती अंदुको मंगल आरती अंदुको मंगल गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे। नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा। नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा। नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा। शांति शांति शांति। समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु। शांति शांति शांति। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की। परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला